Joining us now, the mayor of Washington, D.C., Mayor Muriel Bowser. Also with us, the news and finance anchor at Yahoo, Bianna Golodryga, and CNBC's Brian Sullivan. I think we can tell you two apart. Sort of.
Smart one.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I wasn't going to say it, but anyhow. Mayor Bowser, great to have you on the show. I haven't seen you since Know Your Value.
That was awesome in Washington.
You kicked off our event, and it was very kind of you.
No, it was a lot of fun. There were a lot of women who came from around the region to hear the convening. You and Joe were always awesome, and so it was a lot of fun. I know that in other cities, people are swarming to the event, too.
Yep, we got Chicago, Boston, and Orlando coming up, so feel free to join us. But Washington seemed like the place to go, given that it's a city run by women.
It is.
We got you. Yes. We've got the police chief. We've got the school chancellor.
Chancellor, health department director, the list goes on and on.
No wonder the city's doing so much better.
Exactly. Yes. That's my point.
No, we were looking through the list, and we have fully about half of our
cabinet right here.
members.
I'm sitting right here. I'm the sole representative.
So Joe. He's here, too.
Oh, he's there? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. You guys are
We're
good.
not all bad, for Pete's sakes.
Women in leadership do lead to cleaner...
Also, generally better stock market returns. But
exactly. There's that. So tell me, there's a couple of different issues that we can go at when it comes to Washington that have national implications. There is a little bit of is there a controversy over the use of body cameras and the use of that technology? Where does that stand?
No, we want to be in the forefront of this issue, and we've been very lucky in our city over the last 20 years. We were discussing a little bit earlier to really see our city thrive and grow. We're attracting businesses, we're attracting residents, and we're a city that's just so much more incredibly safe than the Washington I grew up with, and we want to keep that going. And we want to maintain great relations with our community, and police accountability is top on that list. Body cameras, we know, will protect our officers, but they will also protect the public. So I was able to put a lot of money in my budget, and now I'm working with my council to make sure we put the rules in place to get it going.
But there is an issue with privacy concerns that you're trying to make it so that you can't, I mean, if I've got this right, you can't necessarily access the footage.
Well, there's a balance, and so what I want my residents to feel confident when they call the police that they won't necessarily see that interaction, which could be, you know, when people call the police, they need help in their very difficult situation.
It's very personal at times.
It's very personal. You have the police coming into your home, into your vehicle, and all sorts of situations. So I want the people who need access to the information. If there's a problem, the prosecutors, our attorney general, the inspector general, defendants, and their lawyers, but not necessarily have it on the evening news.
Bianna, Brian?
Well, we spend a lot of time in D.C. We have a house there. My stepchildren go to school there, and it's wonderful to see the city thriving.
Yes.
But a city only less than an hour away by train, Baltimore, a different story. Also a relatively new mayor. We've seen their police chief leave now. Have you been in touch with the mayor, and what sort of advice would you give her now as she's trying to put her city back together?
Well, I have been in touch with the mayor, and certainly we were helping. We actually sent our officers, a group of officers up to Baltimore to assist and make sure Baltimore stayed safe. And what we've been able to do, and what I tell big city mayors all over this country, is our focus is making sure we have a stable business environment, a safe city, that we're investing in our schools, that we're investing in our youth. And that's why you've seen Washington come back. I was up here a few months ago talking about our bond ratings. They're going up. When we go out, I was out in San Francisco recently talking to companies to attract to Washington, and now we can actually have the conversation about attracting Fortune 500 companies.
They're already there, Mayor.
Over
the last 10 years, a number of major corporations, pretty much all the defense organizations, by the way, are now based either in D.C. or around it. D.C.'s population has surged. And I have a lot of friends there, and I'll speak for you and them. And what are you going to do about the traffic?
Oh, it is so bad.
No, literally, Mayor, is D.C.
full?
Is D.C. full?
No, we're going to grow.
It seems full when I'm on the Beltway.
It's not full.
You can't get anywhere.
No, we're going to keep growing. Keep in mind that in the 50s, we had 800,000 people that lived in D.C. We're at about 660,000 now, and probably in the next 20 years, we'll get up to 800,000 again. Now, we have to be smart. We have to invest in our infrastructure.
The Silver Line Metro has been expanded.
The Silver Line, and it is going to continue to expand. We're going to invest in our metro. And part of the things that all of us mayors are talking about is what the Congress can do to help us. It's so important that we get a permanent transportation bill and that we fund it.
But they can't get to work to go to Congress.
Yes,
there's
they can.
so much traffic.
Yes, they can.
That's true.
They all live right around the hill.
Wonky alert. That Senate procedural vote on the transportation bill occurs today at 2:15 p.m.
Oh, you are. Okay, that's nerd alert. So the question, then do you have a
political show, I thought. That's all I got.
Do you have an Uber problem coming to Washington as well? Like
We've solved our Uber problem, Mika.
You have?
We definitely
how did you
have.
solve it?
Well, we went to work and we put in a reasonable law that has reasonable regulations on Uber, that lessen regulations on our taxi industry, and that responds to the demand of our residents.
Do you put limits on the amount of Uber cars that can be in D.C.?
There are no limits on the amount of cars that can be in
D.C.
D.C.
And they're so much cheaper.
But what is important, and what we realized in our city is that, our residents have embraced the sharing economy. You name it, they're doing it. And we want to make it, we want to make sure it's safe. And so what I'm focused on is how can we lessen the burdens on our taxi industry?
Yeah, go ahead,
very quickly, Mrs. Mayor.
This is what she said.
Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Post Office Pavilion, spectacular building. He's renovating that as a hotel with his name on it.
Yep.
He's been in the media a little bit lately. Your position on that? Should the name be on it?
Well, listen, that hotel is very important to how we revitalize our Main Street, Pennsylvania Avenue. And the building belongs to the federal government. They selected the Trump Corporation to revitalize it, and it's going to be key. So certainly I wish that Donald Trump wasn't saying some of the pretty horrible things that he said recently, and we are calling on the federal government to make sure that hotel gets developed on time and delivers for the people of the District of Columbia.
So the jobs don't hurt. All right, Mayor Muriel Bowser, thank you so much.
Thanks,
Great
Mika.
to see you again.
Thanks, guys.
Still ahead on Morning Joe, new signs that the gold crash is not over yet. Business before the bell next.